Use the properties of limits to help decide whether the limit exists. If a limit exists, find its value. The limit as x goes to infinity of 6x squared minus 4x to the fourth, all divided by 8x squared minus 2x minus 6. So there's a little tricky thing here on this one if you're not paying attention, and that is that the numerator is not in descending order. So if I rewrite that, negative 4x to the fourth plus 6x squared all over 8x squared minus 2x minus 6. Now there is a technique, and that is that you divide all terms by the highest power of the denominator. So that's going to be x squared. So negative 4x to the fourth divided by x squared plus 6x squared divided by x squared. And on the denominator, that's going to be 8x squared divided by x squared minus 2x divided by x squared minus 6 divided by x squared. Now, whenever you do this, you should go ahead and reduce those terms. So our limit as x goes to infinity of negative 4x squared, I'm just subtracting my exponents, plus 6x to the 0, and remember x to the 0 is 1, so we don't have to write it. All of that is divided by 8 minus 2 over x minus 6 over x squared. And as the denominator of a fraction gets larger and larger, here and here, and the numerator stays a constant, that means that these are going to 0. So this part's going to 0, and this part's going to 0. So we're left now with the limit as x goes to infinity of negative 4x squared plus 6 divided by 8. Now you just have to think about this for a minute. If we pick values going to infinity, okay, look, infinity is, here's your number line. We're going to infinity. So these numbers are getting larger and larger and larger and larger. This expression, first one, the negative 4x squared, is going to be a negative 4 times a larger and larger and larger positive number, because x squared is positive and it's going toward positive infinity. So this thing right here is going toward negative infinity, right? Because, let me rewrite that. It's going to negative infinity because it's a negative 4 times a larger and larger and larger number. So technically it's going this way toward negative infinity.